We're live.
Yeah. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Do you want to say 30 tell people that we're live?
Yeah, so we're live once again, just because our previous live session just froze. So as we wait for everyone to transfer back onto this live stream, Robin's just letting everyone know in the old live chat that we have started a new stream. Hopefully you guys can all catch up with us and we can get started on our Abel, Tasman, Mount Cook or Franz Josef Skydive giveaway. So you guys can win an amazing gift for Christmas.
Yeah, the Grinch has taken over. The Grinch of YouTube are taking over.
I know. Just as we were about to announce our giveaway, YouTube froze on our previous live stream, and that was very frustrating.
But I want to say thank you to everybody that actually told us when the live chat froze. Like, it's so important for us to know that, so we can replace it. So we had Clay, we had Kiwi Lauren, we had Martina, we had Jonathan.
Yeah.
Who else do we have that actually told us was
frozen? It Martin as well? Clay?
Yeah, Martina already said. We had Michael as well. That told us that it was frozen. We had Anthony that told us that was frozen. So thank you guys for actually taking the time to tell us when things goes wrong, and to also stick with us when things goes wrong. It's really just everything to do with YouTube. So yeah, so thank you everybody. Martina, Jonathan, Michael, Kiwi Lauren, Clay, Anthony, you guys are all awesome. All right. So I'm going to read a little bit of comments while we get some more people in, and then we'll do the giveaway again. Don't worry, you're still going to have a chance to win that skydive. So Aksuga Pro says, Hi, Aksuga, how are you doing? Clay is laughing. Yeah, you were right, by the way. You said it's 9:40 already. We always have this issue. And to be fair, there's been, I say always, but there have been 3 weeks we did not have this problem.
Know.
And I was pretty happy about it, and I think we just gone complacent.
Yes.
And that's what happened. Kiwi Lauren is celebrating the fact that we are back, so yay! I guess you're having some time off, Kiwi Lauren. You're not teaching music at the moment. You were supposed to teach music every Sunday now. I mean, every Saturday for you.
I suppose maybe now is the Christmas holidays, perhaps. So
we have Akshuga that says he's from Nepal, or she is from Nepal, and says love from Nepal. I love it. Anthony Comstock says Morena from California, USA.
Morena again.
Morena means good morning in Maori, which is the local indigenous language here in New Zealand. We also had Daniel that says, is your best guess that the working holiday visa will be frozen till at least 2021? Yes, definitely.
He says to 2022.
Oh, 2022. Yes, so it will be. It is our best guess that it would be closed for 2021 and reopen in 2022. Yes, that is correct. That's our best guess for now. We do have a full
not official information, but that in our opinion, our best guess. Yes.
So we do have a full video. Do you want to tell him about the video that he needs to watch?
Yes. So we do have a full video that we released this week about our border predictions for when the New Zealand borders will open. We're sort of giving our opinions when we sort of think they will open, based off some recent news that has come from New Zealand. So it's best to go and have a look at that video for a more in-depth talk about when we think the borders will open. It's very easy to find on the channel. It's the latest video with the thumbnail, which has red and yellow sort of picture on it. So, yeah.
All right. By the way, guys, if you feel like clicking the like button right now to kind of give YouTube a heads up that this is a new useful video, that'd be good, because it's a brand new stream, so YouTube takes it as what it is. That'd be lovely. Jonathan Vincent says, greeting all. Greeting, Jonathan. Greetings. Thank you for joining. Thank you for telling us that it was frozen. I think you were the first one to say that it was frozen. So thank you very much, mate. Michael is happy that we're back. Yes, we're back. Prashu Radha says, so, hi. No, first say hi. Hi. So the next possible intake for international students is May 2022. So there is nothing official right now, and there may be some students that may be able to come to New Zealand earlier. And I really invite you to check out the video that we published this week, which is our border opening prediction number 5, because we go in depth about students. So you may want to watch that video in full. But in the meantime, for now, the next major main intake with very little to no restriction is probably, in our opinion, going to be in 2022. Now, we want to be wrong, and there is a lot of factors to take in consideration, but so you may want to watch all the videos. Again, we think that there may be some more students that's going to come to New Zealand before that, but there's going to be some heavy restriction on that. Adil says, Morena, Robin and Laura. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you very much. Axuga Pro says, I have applied a student visa before almost 9 months ago. Can you please tell about student visa update? Yes, definitely. Check out the video that we posted this week. You go on our video list and you check the one which is yellow and red, and you'll be able to find a ton of information about the student visa and our prediction as well. All right, guys. As soon as we reached 10 likes on the video, that means there'll be more people watching it. We will be doing the giveaway and give away an awesome skydive. So if you guys want to click the like button right now, we're going to be giving away skydive. Skydives are worth like $500 at the moment. So you may want to click that like button. It's definitely worth it.
It'll be the best Christmas gift you get this year. We can promise you that.
Wow. Your friends and family are the best Christmas gift.
Yeah, but they're probably not going to give you a skydive though, are they?
Boom, we are 10 likes. Here you go. Okay. We will answer all the questions we get in the live chat. Don't panic. But let's talk a little about a skydive. All right. So it is almost Christmas. We want to do an awesome giveaway. So we teamed up with the people at InFlight. And we are giving you a skydive of your choice. A skydive on the South Island. You can choose to skydive above beautiful Abel, Tasman National Park. You can go skydive on top of majestic Mount Cook, or on top of the mystical Franz Josef Glacier. That's 1 out of 3 locations. You pick whatever location you want, and you take a mate with you, and you go skydive on there. If you want to get yourself that voucher, it's very, very, very easy. You just head to our Facebook page. There is a post that literally just came up about 11 minutes ago, because yes, we're a little bit late. 11 minutes ago, and you literally just have to comment, where do you want to skydive, and tag the person you want to skydive with. As simple as that. You got nothing else to do. If you want extra karma points, you can share the post. And next week, live right here, Laura is going to pick a name out of a hat, or we're probably going to use tech and use a phone, and we're going to randomly choose one person that's going to get a skydive. The odds are in your favor, because usually we always have less than 100 people that actually enter our giveaways. So that means that you have 1% chance to get yourself a free skydive. That is
better than a lottery.
That is way better than any lottery. So if you want to get yourself one of those awesome skydives, make sure to head to our Facebook page right now. You literally just have to pick a location and tag a mate. That's super simple. No skills required. And those skydives are awesome. I mean, Abel Tasman National Park, how high do you skydive from?
You can go up to 20,000 feet.
So that's 90 seconds worth of free fall.
Yes, that is the highest jump you can do in New Zealand. And also in France, Josef, which is another location you can go to, you can also skydive from 20,000 feet. If that's a little bit too crazy and scary, there are other options. You can go, I think there's 3 other options that are lower than 20,000 feet. But Robin has done up to 20,000 feet, I believe. And
you can see this video on the channel. You can see me literally skydiving above Franz Josef Glacier at 20,000 feet. I had to have the oxygen mask to go all the way that high, then you remove it and boo!
Yeah.
So it's absolutely epic. Honestly, it is probably one of the best giveaway we've ever done on this channel. So we're pretty stoked about it. And on top of the fact that you get to pick where you want to skydive, it's so good. You pick your flavor. You know, do you feel like the tallest mountain of New Zealand? Do you feel one of the most, to see epic rainforest and one of the most majestic glacier of New Zealand? Or do you feel like golden beaches and turquoise waters? That's just that. Oh, I just love that. So we're pretty happy. So thank you so much to the team at InFlight. Laura is sporting the Skydive Abel Tasman t-shirt today in their honor. So here you go. So head to the Facebook page and come on, tag your mates and go ahead. In the meantime, let's go back to the live chat and answer your questions. Rack is saying, hi guys, if New Zealand shuts its border until 2021 year end, will happen to businesses or university or people in New Zealand who rely on tourism and students? Well, it's going to be a little bit tough, but you have there is a bit of help from the government, and also as a business, you kind of need to prepare for some rainy days, and that is probably the rainiest the
longest rainy day ever.
So I'm just going to change hat because obviously the subject is different now. But we are a tourism business as well, and so we had to be prepared and to actually have a contingency plan and find other things to do. I have some friends which used to be a chef at the local Hilton restaurant, and now they're doing some labor job, and you kind of just reinvent yourself a little bit for a year or two, and then when the tourists are coming back, the tourism economy will spring back into place. So it's not going to be easy. There's going to be a lot of job loss, and obviously, the World Bank has already released quite a lot of predictions. So many economies are going to contract, but the life is not necessarily all about the economy and the money and all that. So I think life still go on. We're still pretty lucky in New Zealand that life as an everyday occurrence is still going on and about the same. Yes, the economy will contract, but there's still a decent amount of jobs for people.
Yeah. And in terms of public health, it's in New Zealand right now, it's doing a lot better than other countries. And I think a lot of people here do count themselves very lucky that despite such a crazy year it's been, that New Zealand has got off as being one of the more luckier countries. So so people are pretty pleased about that at least, and do feel grateful.
So speaking about the giveaway, actually, Aksuga Pro says, how can I get the giveaway? Because I'm far from you. I am in Nepal. You will receive a voucher, and whenever you visit New Zealand, you'll be able to use your voucher for the skydive. So
you can use the voucher at any time. It's a lifetime voucher.
I'm not sure if it's lifetime. You will have time after the border reopens to come to New Zealand and use it. So I don't know if it's completely lifetime, but yeah. So you will have a shot to use it on your next trip to New Zealand. Don't panic. So people like Kiwi Lauren, which I know is already planning her next trip to New Zealand, definitely can make use of that. Or people like MB, which is living in Wellington, can use that if he wasn't scared of height. What?
Well, actually, Robin is afraid of heights, but he has done how many skydives now?
7?
Yeah, so I don't know if you've seen some of our New Zealand Biggest Gap Year videos, but when we've come to do like high wire obstacle courses in the trees or a bungee jump, Robin has been shaking, like petrified for the whole time. But when it comes to
my proudest moment.
But when it comes to skydiving, you don't have the same depth perception, which actually induces the fear of what usually makes people afraid of heights, because you're so high up. You're in the clouds, you can't see the ground, or even if you can see the ground, it's so far away. You don't get that same fear, right?
And the guy attached to you at the back anyway pushes you out of the plane, so you don't really have a choice. But MB, you can tag some friends and family and just kind of give them this cursed gift to them.
Yeah,
it's up to you. Okay, what else do we have? We have Vishu that says, hi, could you please tell me regarding CAP student in May intake when they can apply for visa? Please reply. So I don't think you can apply for visas right now if you're not in New Zealand. So that's as simple as that. So in our opinion, and again, that's just our opinion, I don't think you'll be able to apply for a visa for a student visa before May 2021. So I don't think that's happening just right now, Vishu.
I think as our understanding, until the borders open, because right now Immigration New Zealand aren't processing any visas for people that are, overseas wanting to travel to New Zealand for a student or visitor or anything. Immigration New Zealand is only processing visas for people that are in New Zealand and are needing to stay in New Zealand, or people that are a resident or citizen of New Zealand. So, and that doesn't look like it's going to change until the borders are open. So, just so you know, it's kind of a good idea to sort of keep an eye on the news of when the borders will open to New Zealand. And then from there, you should be able to start to get some information or news of when Immigration New Zealand will also start processing visas.
I'm putting back these hats just to remind you. So if you want to win a skydive in Abel, Tasman, in Franz, Josef, or in Mount Cook, you head to our Facebook page right now, and all you've got to do is to pick your location and tag a mate that you want to skydive with. Hero right now is asking us, hey, how are you guys? Pretty awesome. We like to give things away. We do really love giving you guys away. By the way, if you guys are happy to win a skydive or would be happy to win a skydive, you can hit the like button. That's pretty awesome. So all you've got to do to win a skydive is simple. You head to our Facebook page and you tell us which location you want to skydive at, and you tag the person you want to skydive with. Hiroshi is asking, which of those skydivings are the closest to Wellington?
Abel, Tasman would be the closest to Wellington. You would just
a ferry away.
Just a ferry or a flight from. So the ferry would take you from Wellington to Picton, and then it's kind of between a 1 hour to 2 hour drive from Picton to the Abel Tasman National Park, or more specifically, the Abel Tasman Skydive is based in Motueka. But alternatively, you can take a flight from Wellington to Nelson, and then it's about an hour drive from there, from Nelson to Motueka.
Your two other options are Mount Cook and Franz Josef, and then at that point you will actually have to organize yourself a little bit of a road trip around the South Island together if your base is Wellington. But if I were you right now, I'd pick Abel Tasman. It's not that bad. Hiroshi, if you want something close to Nelson. Out of those 3 skydive, by the way, which one would you pick if you had to enter? We don't have the right, obviously, to enter the giveaway.
No.
But if you had to enter the giveaway, which one would you pick?
That is a really tough one. But I personally would go for Franz Josef.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason being is because you get to see both the Southern Alps and the amazing huge mountains. You also get to see Aoraki Mount Cook, which is the largest mountain in New Zealand. You also get to see the famous glacier of Franz Josef, and you actually get to see all the way out to the Tasman Sea. So you get a sort of mountains to sea view, which is pretty incredible.
Yeah. I think I would pick Mount Cook just because I've done the other ones. And
Mount Cook is the newest skydive drop zone in New Zealand at the moment, so that's a pretty hot place to go.
Exactly, and so you get braided rivers, you get iceberg-filled lake, you get the longest glacier in the country, and you get the tallest mountain of the country. And you get Lake Pukaki, which is milky blue, and I feel like those
that's some pretty incredible scenery.
Exactly, those amazing sceneries. I remember just doing a scenic flight above that when we went. With actually, in flight, which they have a really awesome flight, which is called Mount Cook 360. I remember those, and there were absolutely fantastic sceneries. So skydiving above that, like no more of that glass in between me and the views. That's the one I would pick. Obviously, you guys take your pick. You choose Abel Tasman, Mount Cook, or Franz Josef Glacier. It's your pick. It's your choice. That's just our take on it. Yeah. And obviously, Hero is going to be picking Abel Tasman because it's the closest to Wellington. So here you go. All right, I'm going to change my hat because we're going to talk again.
Back onto your serious hat.
Yeah, serious hat again. I will get back to my other hat again. Don't worry, guys. Clay is asking, what's at the Chatham Islands? I don't hear much about.
Well, yeah, and a lot of people don't really hear much about them because they are they're actually sort of inline off the east coast of New Zealand, directly across from Wellington. You can take flights from Wellington to get to the Chatham Islands. And what is there is really just sort of escaping to a very quiet set of islands. There's quite a few interesting things to see there. There's sort of these hexagonal
basalt columns
that are there. There's it's quite hard to say that. And yeah, there's also I think you can go see penguins
and birds.
There's and sort of it's quite an interesting place because there's not really proper accommodations to stay there. You usually go there and do like a homestay, and usually your host family or whatever, they come and meet you at the airport, and they usually host tourists that go to the Chatham Islands. And yeah, it's just a place where it's kind of like a subantarctic island experience without actually being a subantarctic island. It's just sort of remote and yeah, anything else to add?
And Clay, you're correct. Like those basalt columns are very similar to the organ pipes, or what is called the organ pipes in Dunedin. So yeah, they're very similar to this feature for sure. Okay. Well, we have Prashu is saying revenue from tourism and international students, i.e. education, still contribute to a major portion of the economy and the GDP. Yes, it does. Obviously, tourism before COVID-19 was the largest contributor to the New Zealand economy. So obviously, this is no more. So now our farming industry has taken over and is now the number one contributor to the local economy. Vicious says, reply to me regarding the cap in May. We've done it. MB says he's scared of and I already mocked you, so that is done. Check that.
The mocking has been done, yes.
Agnes is saying, hello, good to see you. Am I following all your videos about New Zealand? Thank you for updating us. You're very welcome, Agnes. If you are following a video, you're probably planning your trip, so you may want to do that giveaway. And if you do have questions of your own when planning your trip, go ahead. We're here to help.
How can people find our Facebook page, Robin?
You go on Facebook and you type NZ Pocket Guide, and hopefully you find us. Oh, there is a link in the description of this video, I think. Yes. I hope. There is a link. There is a link in the description of the video. There should be a link in the description
below. Also, if you go on our channel, I do believe that in the sort of channel photo, you get some little icons
on the side corner,
of our social media icons. So that's another way to access our Facebook
As you can
page.
tell, we are awesome at social media. Cool. Gadon says, when will open immigration in India? So far, I don't think that's going to happen until we have a firm date for border opening. The immigration New Zealand policy tends to usually be, and again, this is just our interpretation, the immigration policy tends to usually be, if you can't come to New Zealand, you can't apply for a visa. Since right now they don't let almost anyone coming to New Zealand, they don't process visas from people outside of New Zealand. They work on the visas of people which are currently stranded in New Zealand. That's what they're focusing on. So for the time being, we don't know when the New Zealand visa application will resume, and I don't think it's anytime soon. Jonathan as well is saying that he's scared of height. And I still tell you, Jonathan, you still should enter the giveaway. It's a lot of, it's a lot of fun to face your fear. Axuga Pro says, if I got my visa as soon as possible, I wish I could meet with you amazing guys and take a selfie. We do like our good selfie, I have to be honest. This is always fun. MB says, Gadan, that will depend on India's control over COVID. That is true. Kiwi Lauren says, I am planning the next trip. You see, we know you. We know you so well. She said, in fact, I will have all the money saved by the end of January. I did a skydive over Lake Taupo in 2010. Amazing views and a lot of pressure in my ears, but worth it. Here you go. So, Kiwi Lauren, which one would you pick? Mount Cook? Franz? I'll find it on Facebook. You don't even have to answer. I'll scout your answer and I'll know. But I'd like to know if you're more attracted to do Mount Cook, Abel Tasman, or Franz Josef. MB is sending some love to Lauren, which is really lovely. Extreme Talota says, see you later. I'm just going to go for a run with my cousin. See you next time. See you. Thank you so much. Gadon is asking, which country give quick PR, which stands for permanent residency, and easy, New Zealand or Australia? We have no idea of that. We're more of a travel channel, so we're here to talk to you about awesome things to do or where to skydive and those kind of things. So, yeah.
We're not really the experts to answer this sort of question.
You may want to contact an immigration channel for that. Vishu says, thank you, dears. I'm happy about your reply, and it was a really good experience. You're very welcome. Thank you very much for rating us as a good experience. Please stay on the line. After this call, there will be a 5-minute survey to help us improve our services. Jesus, why am I so cheeky today?
All dad jokes aside, let's move on to the next comment.
Too much sugar at breakfast. MB says, knowing my luck, I'll end up stuck on a cliff shelf and have to be rescued. How?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so just so you know, when
you
skydive,
look really that bad?
Let's talk skydive again. I changed my hat. Let's talk skydive again. MB, when you skydive in New Zealand, you don't skydive alone. They don't push you out of a plane and then you're on your own. There is a skydive master, which is with you. It's usually called the tandem master. Yeah. And so that person knows what he or she is doing. You will be strapped completely to them. They will handle almost everything. They will basically open the door of the plane, get your feet dangling down outside and say, are you ready? 3, 2, 1. You put your head up and they push you out of the plane. Then you
with them attached to you.
Yes.
Like they
so
don't...
you are attached to them. So you get free fall for, if you do 20,000 feet, usually the free fall is about 90 seconds. You have the time of your life, you scream a lot, then you start taking up your surroundings a little bit, be like, oh my God, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And you start kind of like really, taking in the whole experience. And then at some point, he's going to be pulling on, a piece of string or something. and then the parachute is going to come and you're going to have a big jolt. And then, the parachute is open, you can start gliding around and then you get to take in a bit more of the surroundings. The tandem master is usually chatting with you, pointing out a couple of things or just kind of like, making sure you're having a good time. If he's feeling confident about you and this and that, sometimes he will give you, the hold of the parachute a little bit to do a turn or two. But when they do that, you will notice, after you do a few skydives, the first one you don't really notice, but after you do a few skydives, the day when they give you like 2 handles to hold to maneuver, there is 2 handles just above it. They still kind of control the whole thing. They just kind of enhance your movements. So you don't really control it. It's a bit like when you get your kid on your lap when you drive the car, right? They don't really drive the car. They feel like they do, but they don't really. So don't worry, they're not going to get you into a cliff.
You're ruining the magic, Robert.
I mean, come on. I just want to reassure the man. You know what I mean? I don't want him to think that he's going to fly into a cliff on his own. So you kind of do that a little bit, and then he's taking over, especially for the landing and everything, because he has to kind of aim for the airport field and not, the big lake next door, or the iceberg, or the, cliff that you really want to go hug, apparently. So just to reassure you, it is pretty safe in New Zealand. There is very, very, very rare occurrence of accidents. So don't panic and jump out of that perfectly good airplane. Let's go back to the questions. I am a hat man today. All right, where are we at with all that? Clay says, he's talking about the organ pipe in Dunedin. Anthony says, I'm not scared of heights. I'm scared of falling. That's an interesting scare, actually.
Yeah, that's the thing that scared me the most when bungee jumping is actually the feeling of falling, because when you're falling in skydiving, I guess it's the maybe it's the pressure or the air up there so high. It kind of makes you feel like you've got something pushing up against you when you're falling. Like they like to describe skydiving as like you have a cushion of air underneath you, but that is actually what it feels like compared to bungee jumping, where you just feel you're just falling and there's no beautiful cushion of air holding you. So I find bungee jumping much scarier than doing a skydive.
Yeah. If you guys are just joining in right now, we're talking a lot about skydive because we're doing an epic giveaway right now. All you've got to do to win a skydive either in Abel, Tasman, in Franz, Josef, or in Mount Cook is to head to our Facebook page. There is a link to our Facebook page in the description of this video. There's a big Facebook post that says win a skydive. All you've got to do is to tell us which one of those 3 skydive you want to do and tag who you want to do it with, and you're going to skydive for 2 people free of charge. Boom. Merry Christmas.
Yes.
All right, moving on. Where are we at? Michael says, please, can a Nigerian migrate to New Zealand with NZETA? Not really. So the NZDT is just a visa that allows you to transit through New Zealand, or just when you come either between New Zealand and some South Pacific countries, or even coming into New Zealand as a tourist for just a little bit. So it has nothing to do with immigration. So if you want to talk about immigration, you may want to head to immigration.govt.nz, and there you will have all the information you need to know about immigrating into New Zealand. Hiroshi, I almost missed your question. Thanks, Laura, for pointing that out. Says, what is the best animal encounter experience you guys ever had?
There has been a lot of really amazing animal encounters.
I don't mind. Seal swimming in Kaikoura.
I was going to say, Robbins is always seal swimming in Kaikoura.
I love seal swimming. I've done seal swimming in Kaikoura, and then just out of luck, we encountered some seals in the Poor Knight Island in the North Islands, and both of those seal swim were absolutely fantastic. The seals were like kind of checking me out in the water. It was absolutely amazing. I cannot tell you enough how much I loved that. So here you go.
Seal swimming is definitely one of the more underrated animal encounters in New Zealand. You hear a lot about dolphin swimming, which, dolphins are kind of, people think they're kind of cooler than seals, but seals are much more interactive in the water, and they will often come and check you out, even sort of want to twist around you and stuff. It's really cool. Whereas dolphins, they're a little bit more intelligent. They're sort of coming up to...
Sorry. Are you calling seal dumb?
Seals are like...
What?
Seals are like dogs. They come up to you and they're really happy to see you, and they're like, oh...
Dogs are very smart.
They are, but...
Just digging our own grave, right?
Dolphins are a bit, I guess maybe dolphins are more like cats. They're kind of like, they know they're too good for you, so they come up to you, they kind of judge you, and you can see in their eyes that they're judging you, and then they just swim away.
You're projecting a lot on that animal.
So seal swimming is it is a very underrated activity in New Zealand, but if you do get the chance to do it, it is amazing. It is really incredible. And
breaking news, by the way, New Zealand dolphin have been called judgy brats by the largest travel guide to New Zealand, editor-in-chief, which is Laura right here.
I do really love dolphin swims, and I do love seeing dolphins in the wild. But I just feel like sometimes they, you can see in their eyes that they hate you. They're looking at you and they're like, humans, God.
Just got in. This is the press release from the Dolphin Association of New Zealand. We are not judgy brat. You are, Laura. By the way, we're better than you at swimming. You suck in the water.
They are. They've probably seen me flailing around in the water.
It's written here. I'm not making it up. It's right here. Okay.
Yeah.
Where are we at? Okay, Clay is hoping that the parachute comes when the guy pulls on the string. Of course, yeah, it's obviously something good to hope for. But the good thing is that they never jump with only one parachute. So if the first one doesn't come, there's always another one. So here you go. MB says it looked terrifying actually. Did you actually watch all our skydiving video? You should watch the one where we did skydiving in Bahia or in the Bay of Islands, where I did get to skydive with a broken arm. That was that good. That was awesome. I loved it. Aksuga Pro says, I wish I could come to get my visa as soon as possible because I'm waiting too long for study and some sorts of traveling. Well, we're all kind of waiting for travels. You know, everybody had planned for 2020. We just had to write off that dumpster fire of a year and move on to better days in 2021 and 2022. So don't panic. Things can only get better because how can it really be worse than 2020? I'm not anti fate. I'm literally genuinely asking. How can it be worse? Abhijit Shetty says, what is the best beach for surfing in the North Island for beginner level?
I actually think that Waikanae Beach in Gisborne is a good place to surf in the North Island as a beginner. There are more famous beaches. There are beaches in Raglan, there's beaches in Auckland, but if you're a beginner, a really good place to learn how to surf is with surf schools on Waikanae Beach, which is the main beach of Gisborne on the east coast of the North Island. And that's because, first of all, it has a completely sandy floor, so there's no
way you can hurt yourself.
Yeah, that if you fall off, which you will if you're a beginner.
Hey, do not dare criticize the skills of Abhishit over there. Yeah, I mean, he is ready to be the new Kelly Slater.
Yeah, so if you do fall off, then it's not going to hurt. The waves are they're not too crazy either, because you do need to have some waves that are good, just a good sort of medium level to get started. And there's some really good surf schools there as well. If you want to see a video of us doing surfing with Frank, which has now turned to, I think, surfing with Sarah, but Frank is still teaching. You can see this video on YouTube. If you just search surfing in Gisborne, NZ Pocket Guide, you'll see our video of us learning to surf in Gisborne. And we found that a really cool place to learn to surf.
Anthony Comstock says, I don't think I would be thrilled to jump out of a plane with or without someone else. Well, let me tell you, you'll be thriller to jump with someone else. Jumping by yourself, I wouldn't be thrilled myself either. But some people do it, and they're having a blast with it.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, skydiving in New Zealand is absolutely fantastic. So I cannot recommend it enough, and that's why we were so stoked to do that giveaway. Again, head to Facebook, and on the Facebook post that say, win a skydive, you just have to tag a mate that you want to skydive with and tell us if you want to skydive in Abel, Tasman, which goes up to 20,000 feet above turquoise blue water and golden sand beaches. You can skydive. You can tell us if you want to skydive in Franz, Josef, which is above a majestic glacier with 360 views of the stunning Southern Alps, or you can skydive in Mount Cook, just above
Lake Pukaki.
Yeah, Lake Pukaki, which is milky blue, iceberg-filled lake, Tasman Glacier, largest glacier in the country, and the tallest mountain of New Zealand. So that is, why not?
Pretty good.
That is, dude, there I need to sell it to you more. It's pretty epic. And we're giving it to you for free anyway. What is there to sell? Head to Facebook now and give us some like and share the post as well for extra karma. Here you go. Where are we on? Adil says, which of the skydiving options are the most handicap accessible? Oh, Laura, you want to tell us about it?
Out of those three, I'd say Abel Tasman has the sort of best reputation for dealing with people that are handicapped that want to skydive. I have done research into this before, and I've heard a lot of good things about Abel Tasman being really good with people that have mobility issues if they want to skydive. But it obviously is on a case-by-case basis, and the best thing to do is to contact those guys before your skydive and see, because they'll have to select probably one of the more experienced tandem masters for you, because there's usually a guy that's been there for years and who's skydived with people with mobility issues for years. They're usually very experienced, but they do have to organize like the right tandem master to go with you. So a bit of forward planning and a bit of a heads up to the company before you arrive is always a good thing.
Charlie says, "Hey guys, last time I was on your stream was a month or two ago. I hope you guys are doing okay. We're doing well. Yes. If I remember, we were talking about some mountain biking in the North Island. Did you get to do a bit of that, or am I remembering you wrong? Maybe I am. I don't know. My memory is blanks." Kiwi Lauren says, "In my opinion, bungee jumping is far scarier than skydiving. I agree."
Yes.
And she said, "I'm with you, Laura. Apparently, the human brain can process altitude after a certain point, so bungee looks more dangerous." Indeed. In fact, there is a somewhat famous video on our YouTube channel of me attempting to do a bungee jump in Queenstown and failing miserably, and Laura showing that girls are better than boys and nailing it very easily. However, I never failed at doing a skydive. I always really enjoy it and I always want more. So I'm definitely much more scared of bungee jumping than I am of skydiving. And on top of it, skydiving gives you appreciation for all the views and everything. I think overall it's a very different experience, but I think overall you get more out of a skydive than a bungee jump. In my personal opinion, you get a little bit of the thrill, but you also get the views so many times, between the planes going up, between the fly under the canopy, you get the thrill of the jump. There's a lot of
I think the really cool thing about skydiving as well is also the scenery. A lot of people pay hundreds to do scenic flights at these specific locations, actually, around Franz, Josef and Mount Cook and Abel, Tasman. Usually people just go up on scenic flights to see the amazing scenery around there, but you also get the add-on of doing a skydive as well, when you're doing a skydive. So it's kind of like two experiences in one.
Exactly, yeah. Skydive is always a very, it's always look really expensive, but if you look at what you get out of it, it's always a very good deal because you get a scenic flight on top of a skydive. So if you add those two things together, it's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
I cannot say enough skydive. We do really like skydives. Hiroshi says, thank you guys, you do a fantastic job. You're very welcome, Hiro. Hopefully you get to win a skydive on us as well, just to make life even better. MB says, I don't need that much excitement in my life, Lauren. 2020 great year. Well, it was that's the thing. 2020 was a great year for many people. It's just the general kind of consensus why it was a dumpster fire of a year, but things happen. Kim Loren says, the most excitement ever is the Nevis bungee. I think Robin will agree with me here. Absolutely the most scared I've ever been in my entire life. Yes, I did bungee. I actually successfully did bungee once. That was in the small town of Taupo, and it was many, many moons ago, and there is no records of that, so Tanya can prove it. But yeah.
That would be hard to believe scary. After seeing your performance at the ledge bungee in Queenstown.
It's okay. Aksuga Pro says, bye guys, it's 2 a.m. in Nepal, so I have to sleep. Wow, yes, definitely get to bed.
Yes, good night.
Go enter the giveaway on Facebook and then go to bed. Jalo Alpha says, Happy New Year to you all. Oh wow, that's next week. Okay, Happy New Year to you too.
Yeah,
some people are early on. Kiwi Lauren says, if I win the skydive, I'm officially inviting you along with me. Maybe I can make cameo in an NZ Pocket Guide video. Well, you have to tag the person. So you will have to pick between Laura and I to skydive. So
choose wisely.
Yes. So you have to pick one of us. So you have to tag someone that you're going to jump with. Adil says, thank you to you, Laura, for all your insight on
you're very welcome.
Skydiving with mobility issues. Charlie says, I do mountain biking at Lake Mahoe in Taranaki. Oh, here you go. You see, I do have a bit of a memory sometimes. So I knew we were talking about mountain biking. Have you done some mountain biking recently, Charlie? MB says, I think I would rather do a skydive than a bungee jump. Yes, that's correct. that is the correct statement. I agree with this. Karin Alami says, hey guys, I'm pleased to see you on your live stream. Nice. Thank you for joining us in the live stream. Karin, if you missed that out, we're talking about giving away a skydive right now. You can choose to skydive above Abel, Tasman National Park, above Franz, Josef Glacier, or above Mount Cook. If you would like to skydive in any of those 3 locations, you can head to our Facebook page. There's a post right there. All you've got to do is to tell us which location you want to skydive at and tag the person you want to skydive with. As simple as that. You do that, you may be able to bag yourself a skydive. We're doing a draw next week during our live session. We will be literally going probably on the phone and on the randomizer, and we'll do it right in front of you. So there's no tricky, sneaky business, and someone's going to win a skydive. Kiwi Lauren says, the Topo Bungee was my first one too, actually. Oh, here you go. So you went with the head in the water and all that. It's fun. She said, I taped my camera to my hands and got a sweet DIY GoPro kind of footage of the jump. Oh, with tape? You're brave. She said, I can't pick between you two. How about I pay for both of you and we do it up in style? We won't skydive all together. So, okay, one thing actually, quite interestingly, when you do skydive with different people and everything, you are together in the plane and then you jump kind of separate and you kind of can see each other like kind of far in the distance when you are flying with a canopy. But during the jump and everything, it's a bit more of a solo experience because there's so much happening. Only like kind of like the pro skydivers and like people that do that all the time, they will be able to kind of orientate themselves, kind of group and do those kind of formations and everything. Like it's impressive to watch. There is some amazing Red Bull video of those kind of things, but you can't really do that as a one person doing a tandem skydive for the first time. It's just not happening.
Skydive is very much a personal experience.
But when you go on the ground and you're done kissing the grass, then you talk to each other and you share like, what did you love it? Well, so it's really awesome at the end. And you share videos as well. Like you watch each other's video and you just laugh at the faces that you pull. It's a ton of fun. So Anurag says, great channel, guys. You're very welcome. It's even greater if you win yourself a skydive. So head to the Facebook page. There's a link in the description below. Karin Alami says, whoa, thank you. I live in USA, Utah State. Oh, that's awesome. I will remember that next time you show up, Karin, that you're from the US. So yeah, head to Facebook, win yourself a skydive. Clay says, do you use a drone for any of your footage? If so, what is it? So yes, we have used drone in the past, depending on what we're doing. At the moment, we're using the smallest drone available, which is the Mavic Air, just because there is less regulation on smaller drone. Also, it's easier to carry around. But remember that in New Zealand, you do have to get approval for almost every single flight you want to do when you travel around. So it's a bit of a pain. So we use mostly our drone when we head to the South Pacific, if and when we can travel. Again, Clay, I'm trying to remember that I will message you back, and so we'll set up a chat together. MB says, you have my condolences, Karin. I think he's referring to the state of COVID-19 in the US. But, we only get things in the news, so we don't really know how it is really on the ground. Michael Connell says, I hope you guys have a great Christmas day. See you next week for another great start to the Sunday. Nice one. Michael, again, if you want to message me on Facebook, we could set up a time to chat and you can tell our viewers the places that you like the most about New Zealand and do a bit of a locals take on traveling in New Zealand. That'd be quite fun. So feel free to message me on Facebook. And while you're on Facebook, enter the giveaway. May as well win yourself a skydive. Clay says, I just got a DJI Mavic Air 2, mainly because all the family holiday, I don't exist in the photo as I am the one with the camera. And secondly, and I love toys like that. They are kind of fun the first few times you fly. But once you start doing that for a job, we kind of have the routine that bam, 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 bam. And you kind of lose a little bit of the enjoyment of doing the whole thing.
It's like, get the drone out again. Oh, do we have to get the drone out?
It's not really as like that, but it's kind of like, you kind of lose a little bit of the toy factor of that, that's for sure. But, like it does give a different kind of point of view. And especially when you try to keep the team kind of small, we usually travel at 2 people. So that's kind of really give you a really easy and good third point of view, in order to get some cool shots. You don't even need to go like super high or this and that. Some of my favorite pictures, like the drone, was literally about like twice my height.
Well, that would be the good thing for taking family photos. Exactly, you just need to put it like straight ahead of you, and it's like having another person holding the camera.
Makosa says, can I come on a working holiday visa in January?
Probably not. There has been no announcements that the borders will open in New Zealand in January. So because the borders aren't going to be open, or there's been no announcement that they are going to be open, it's very unlikely that you'll be able to come on a working visa if you are currently overseas and you're not a New Zealand citizen. If you're not a New Zealand resident, then currently there's not really a path for you to come to New Zealand while the borders are closed.
19 likes, 19 viewers. You guys are absolutely awesome. You guys are the absolute best. I love that. Just saying it. Jonathan Vincent says, thanks. I enjoy listening to the discussion. See you next time. Oh, you're very welcome. Oh, yeah, that's almost time already.
Yeah.
If usually Anthony Comstock is the first one to kind of tell us, oh, okay, thank you very much, guys, bye-bye, but I stay until the end. I miss, if you guys don't say it, I actually genuinely forget that it's the time. I was saying that last week. I think he's testing us right now, Anthony. He's like, let's see if it's actually the truth.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was. Look at that. We stayed 5 minutes late. Karin Alami says, MB, lols, thank you for your condolences, but I'm still well and alive. So we're really happy to know that you're feeling well, Karin. All right. So it's going to be our time to wrap up this session. Thank you so much for joining us, for talking about, what did we talk about? Awesome animal encounters in New Zealand, places to surf for beginners on the South Island.
On the North Island.
On the North Island, yes. What else did we talk about? Skydiving versus bungee jumping. We also want to give you a skydive. So this is going to be running the entire week. So if you are watching a replay of this video, head to the Facebook page and find that post. It says win a skydive on it. You just have to tag where do you want skydiving? Skydive Abel Tasman, Skydive Franz, Josef, or Skydive Mount Cook, and tag the person you want skydive with, and you're in the draw. Next week, we're going to pick a winner. So if you're watching a replay, that's one of those rare times when you actually get to win as well. Usually we do the giveaways live. This time you have a chance to watch it because we know that everybody is pretty busy at this time of the year, and it's Christmas. We want everybody to have a shot. What else we talk about? We talk about the border closures in New Zealand and some hope for 2021, 2022. I did wear a silly hat for a little bit, which I'm going to wear again.
Just to round it off.
Yeah, just to round it off. I did wear a silly hat. And we talk about Chatham Islands with Claire as well. We did quite a lot today, so that was absolutely awesome. You guys are a phenomenal audience. We love chatting with you, and we'll see you next week at the same time and at the same place, where you will know if you're a winner or not. And also, we'll get to answer even more questions of New Zealand. In the meantime, we're not going to see you before Christmas, so for this reason, we're going to wish you a very Merry Christmas, or in Maori, Merry Kirihimete. And again, I'm sorry I pronounced that wrong. MB is going to be mocking me a little bit for pronouncing that wrong. But I hope that you guys have an awesome week. Stay safe out there. And yeah, see you on Facebook for the giveaway. Bye-bye.
See you next week.
Bye-bye, MB.
And have a good Christmas.
Bye-bye, Makosa, Kiwi Lauren, bye-bye. And Martina. Okay, I'm going to attempt that. That's going to be Merry Christmas in German. Are you guys ready? Frohliche Weihnachten. I probably butchered this.
How do you say it in French? Merry Christmas in French.
Joyeux Noël. Here you go. That's another language for you guys. And Karin says Merry Christmas. Alice say Merry Christmas. Alice, thank you for voicing a Merry Christmas, by the way. I know you usually watch us without commenting too much, so thank you so much. And MB says Kakite. And he says, I love the sound of German. Well, you probably...
On that note...
Yeah, I think the sound of Robin trying to speak German is not necessarily the best, but here you go. All right, guys. Bye-bye. Feliz Navidad.